Hello, one. Hello, all.
Hi.
Welcome to the LoKi
After
After Show. And we're back like we are every week. At least we try to for the LoKi After Show on Han Talks First. Welcome. Spoiler review for episode 4. If you haven't seen it, you're not going to want to have it spoiled.
And you should be watching anyway.
You should be watching it anyway. But yes, I'm Han. This is Chris. We are discussing LoKi today and all of its greatness.
We're disgusting. I'm like,
We're disgusting. Feel free to subscribe on the YouTube if you're watching with us now or later, and check out the podcast as well, anywhere podcasts are found for extra fun content. So let's jump right into it because I think we're going to have a lot to talk about today. As we all know, last week was kind of a slower episode, but definitely building up to something a lot bigger and grander. And like we also discussed, Tom Hiddleston had said that his favorite couple of episodes were episode 4 and 5, and I'm starting to realize why. So we're gonna get Chris's thoughts first because, like we do every week. So go ahead, you say your thoughts on this week's first.
Literally, we were about to head to bed, and we're like, "No, let's watch LoKi. It already came out. Let's not wait till the morning." And oh my god, it kept us up. We were freaking out the whole time.
Yep.
There was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of plot twists, and just intrigue. And we saw Sif again. Sif was there.
Wait, who?
Sif, Lady Sif.
Who?
I was like,
who?
she was in the Thor movies.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. I totally forgot.
We saw her beat him up like multiple times. We had Mobius Sylvie, like the whole shebang. Timekeepers, wink, wink.
Wonk.
Wonk. Kronk. Yeah, no, it was great. And we didn't realize there was an end credit scene because Han had checked and we didn't see anything. So we just went to sleep. And then in the morning, we were like, you saw something somewhere about like somebody said that there was one?
No, I was looking up photos to share on this stream, and I came across a shot that I don't remember seeing, and then the caption it said post-credit scene.
Explained or something, right?
Yeah, and so then we went back and saw it, but I skimmed through. I didn't see it last night, so I don't know.
We were probably super tired.
Yeah, or just too blown away by the episode.
Right. What do you think?
So for me, it's my favorite episode so far. It I don't know, it answered a lot of questions, but it opened up a lot more. We finally learned about Sylvie, figured out kind of her past, what her deal is. Still don't know as much as I'd like to, but we're getting there. And also got a little bit deeper understanding of who LoKi is, and that he strives for attention, which explains everything from all the movies we've seen him in and stuff like that. And it's nice to kind of break into this character a little bit more and develop him, and also him realizing his friendship in Mobius the entire time, and up to losing him and seeing his reaction, and then with the timekeepers and realizing that they're kind of red herrings, are not even real the whole time or whatever, and it being like this whole episode was like a great example of subversion in film and television, and it just doing it in really good ways. And I thought the show was going to end right when they walked up to the golden elevators,
right?
And then you said that they're going to close, and then it'll cut to credits.
Right? And then it just kept going. We're like,
and I'm so glad that it didn't, because I think it ended in the best spot, the perfect type of cliffhanger. Last week's cliffhanger was just, it was good, but it was a little disappointing. And then, but this one, it gave me enough to where it was like, okay, that's cool. I can take a little bit to relax now.
But you don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's still like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I need it now, but it's more of a clearer spot.
Yeah. But overall, it was fantastic. This episode was great. I think watching this show is stressful because only knowing that there's only 6 episodes, so it's like, okay, there's only 2 more left.
Like, what's gonna happen?
It's kind of sad because I'm really liking the series a lot, and I don't know. We'll talk about everything. And if you guys are joining us live, you can send in your thoughts too. We'll talk about them. Or if you're watching this on the replay later, you can send it in the comments below.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I'm ready to jump right into it. So what would you like to start
Where
with
should we
first?
start? Oh my God. I don't even know. Like, there's literally so much to talk about with this one. Do you want to start and we can like go from there? Because like I can't
Okay,
pick.
yeah. Well, actually, let's talk about B20.
Yeah. Oh my
Is that
God.
her name?
Mm-hmm.
B20, the one character who was the first person enchanted by Sylvie on the first Nexus
Mm-hmm.
planet, or the first Apocalypse planet in the episode 1. And I think it was episode 1. Yeah, it was. And so she has been like kind of, ever since that moment that she was enchanted by Sylvie, she's been having like a bunch of second thoughts about TVA and like
Mm-hmm.
her point in this world and what her purpose is and things
Yeah.
like that. And throughout this whole episode, I kept wondering, there's something else to her. There's something more
Of
to her.
course.
Maybe not just like on this episode or this show, but maybe her backstory too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, everyone who works for the TVA was a variant at some point, which means that they are interdimensional time traveling beings. So that in
Or at
itself,
least like we're disrupting the timeline that we were in.
yeah, so that would already make them a little bit more important than like a regular everyday person or alien,
Yeah.
because powerful in some capacity. So I was so happy to see her kind of come to the forefront of this
Mm-hmm.
episode, and like especially break in at the end of the show or this episode and save them from I guess being, what do they call it when they stab them with the thing?
I think
Pured, pruned,
pruned. Yeah.
pruned. And when they disappear and go into like a void, which we thought was like the death or whatever when they
Yeah.
die. But um, I liked seeing her, and kind of, I mean, I like conspiracy movies and shows like that. And
Mm-hmm.
the TVA is kind of a conspiracy at this point,
Right.
where even the people involved don't even know what's going on. It
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of Shield and how they got overrun by
Hydra.
Hydra.
Yeah.
While I don't think this was ever at one point commandeered by another organization. I think the TVA was just created by
Different
bad people
purposes. Yeah.
for bad reasons, which we don't know yet.
And they were like lied to
Yeah,
like
and
keep them in line.
manipulated these people. Yeah, and so I don't know. It's really interesting, but
Yeah.
that's a whole nother subject, but which I'll talk about in a minute. But about B20 or B17, I can't remember her name exactly. I think it's B20.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I can't remember right now because all I can think of is I never watched the show, but I remember there was a song. Sorry, it's gonna be super tangent. But there was like the vitamin B12. There's a song where it's like, "Girl, you need a shot of B12." I've never seen the show, but like that song is too catchy for it's damn good.
Mhm.
But like that's all I can think was like, oh my God, it's B12.
You
But
need some B12.
she's I in the other episodes I've been kind of frustrated with her because I've been wanting her to like do something except just be like, what's wrong with you? There's something going on, but like kind of against like siding with the TVA, but also being kind of like weirded out. I'm
Yeah.
glad that they developed her here and they actually had her have her personality come out and actually stand up for herself.
Instead of her just having attitude behind the
Yeah.
scenes type of thing.
Because she is clearly influential and she's like a higher rank officer.
Yeah, because she was like, I'm going in there. And the other
Yeah.
guards are like, okay, moving
Yeah,
out of the
like
way.
they just let her go right in. Like she definitely is like one of the head guards and like
Head honchos.
yeah, yes. So I'm glad that like they show her actually doing something except just like put people in like cells or kill people with a stick, and how she actually has become an asset and like helping our heroes, well, our protagonists,
Yeah,
so to say. I feel like she has a lot more to offer, and I'm glad they're actually finally tapping into that.
me too. Do you have a favorite part of this episode?
My favorite part of this episode is that's really hard. I like when Mobius and LoKi were talking, and he's like, "Oh, this is like your last resort cockroach thingy," but then he's like, "Wait, no, maybe he's telling the truth," kind of thing. Like he's trying to tell him, but Mobius keeps thinking that he's lying. That the Last Jedi part and Sif. Those were my favorite parts, probably. And then, of course, the end credit scene, which gives me hope.
I think with you, my favorite part was when just when Mobius and LoKi are talking. I think those have been my favorite parts of this
They're just
entire
being such a
show.
good, like, the only thing I didn't like about that is how he keeps insinuating that he fell in love with himself and that he loves Sylvie in a romantic way. I'm like, dude, like, I know people are shipping it and I know that they have a lot of chemistry, but it's not like that, dude. It's not like that. That's him, but that's her.
Yeah, and like we were talking last night, you know, it's more of like a self-loving type
Yeah.
of thing. Like
Coming to terms with yourself and like every single part of you and how that might be different, and sometimes you see yourself in a different way, but you have to still accept yourself and parts of you because that makes a whole.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be romantic at all. I think that's
I don't think Disney would allow that either, even if they tried.
right. Yeah,
Also, I feel like that would give a wrong message to people about like, because they literally last episode finally confirmed their bi, and if they make them like, oh look, like they're just self-involved or something, it's like I would just be so mad. So I'm glad that they're actually not doing that. And Loki's like, ew, dude, no. It's like that's me.
the storytelling
Mhm.
is really good. Just the fact that they started off where Loki was being arrested, brought in by the TVA, and he helps them to search another version of himself who was also apprehended by the TVA at a very young
Yeah,
age,
she was just a kid.
which I'm very curious to find out why.
Right, she was just playing with the bow, and I'm
And
like, what did she do?
and it's clearly
Mhm.
because she is just a LoKi.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's something to LoKi that whoever's running the TVA wants to get rid of all of them.
I mean, it makes sense. If you are a control freak, you wouldn't want anyone who is the god of mischief to be out there running around causing mischief because that doesn't line up with what you want to do.
Right.
Unless they're under your control. Which imagine, I mean, maybe like the TVA, like Gugum Batharal, like I forget her character's name, but like the main girl with the ponytail. What
I
if
don't know.
she's also a LoKi? That'd be crazy. And she's like a
Probably.
like that could be cool. And like she's been like brainwashed. And
Yeah.
I don't know,
Well,
like I feel like it's just because she said it was literally just because I was born a LoKi. I was born a god of mischief, so they got me. And
yeah.
then, I mean, with the end credit scene, like it's very clear they have a vendetta against Loki's, which is
Right. Yeah. The end
what
credit
happened
scene
to them?
ties it up completely. Because obviously, whoever this is, they're hunting Lokis, and specifically to get rid of them for some reason. But yeah, the end credit scene was great. And then the
Yeah.
little alligator
Oh my god, that was
Loki,
my favorite.
that was so funny.
The
And
guy on the left looks so cool. He looks like a Viking Game of Thrones
slash
Loki.
a version that got Thor's hammer instead of Loki.
Right, like he's the worthy one. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and then we
The
have
one
like
on the right looks
the
like
Vision version.
WandaVision, like WandaVision Halloween episode mixed with Kermit the Frog and the Tick or something.
It's not easy being a Loki.
And I mean, is that kid Loki in the middle?
No idea.
It might be. He kind of also looks like he has like that crown from like Jughead from like Archie comics. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But he has like the soupy hair.
And then so I think that's the biggest question of this episode is where did they go? I mean, obviously we thought when people were pruned, they passed away.
Yeah.
Which was what the TVA said. So maybe they don't even know where they go.
Right.
And on top of that, you know, also Loki got pruned and Mobius got pruned.
I know. Oh my god, when they did that, when Mobius, I'm just like, oh my god, they just killed him. I'm scared. And then then they did it to Loki. I'm like, oh my god, is this their way of making Sylvie our Loki now? And I was freaking out because I'm like, how are we not gonna have the Hiddles man back? Like, especially, I mean, he said he filmed episode 5, unless it's like a backstory or something.
Well, no, because we've also seen footage of him in the trailers at like 1970s Earth and all that kind of stuff.
We haven't gotten like the election one and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, that is true.
That's the issue I had. When they killed off Mobius, I was like, excellent storytelling. Yeah, I was really sad, but I was also like, this is great because now it's like it's a little realer, you know. It's like, okay, there's consequences for your actions, Loki, and look what happens. Like this is what happens when you lie all the time. You lose your friends. And then the same thing happened to Tom Hiddle, to Loki himself, and he got pruned. And then I was like, oh well, they're both gonna come back. Now it's the Mobius death was kind of meaningless, and now I really hope. I mean, I would love if Mobius comes back. He definitely is, but it would have been a lot more tragic if we went one more episode without Loki hanging around.
They could have done that like in the beginning of the episode, kind of like the cold open, kind of like how they did the Sylvie thing cold open this one.
Yeah, and let the audience believe that Mobius is really gone for a little bit, you know, because I really loved when that happened, because I was like, wow, where is this going to go? He's going to want to redeem his friend. He's going to, this is the moment that it's going to make him change. But now it's not the moment that's going to make him change. It's going to be that it's going to be Sylvie. Sylvie's going to be the reason, because he touched her and something happened. And the last time Sylvie touched him is when the Nexus event happened on Lamentis. And so something happens whenever Lokis get together. And I think that's part of what is going to be revealed later on in the show.
I think it's kind of like Back to the Future and like time travel rules, that you can't meet your former self, but you can't basically coincide and touch other versions of yourself from the multiverse.
Maybe. Yeah, I can see that happening. And let's talk about that last scene, though, when they go up the golden elevators. Oh my God. And they stand in front of the timekeepers.
Golden elevators.
Photo of them.
Golden robes.
Wait, what?
Snoke.
Oh, yes. So they totally snoked the timekeepers, which. Okay,
I told you it was gonna be like it might be like a Wizard of Oz thing last week, so it kind of was. It was all a front.
Yeah, and exactly, it was the Wizard of Oz things, but it was really cool when they came on screen.
Oh my God, we were losing our minds.
They were such cool characters, so it's kind of sad to see that they're not going to be around any longer. But it's okay, because
maybe they are.
Maybe this was just their doubles or something.
Like the representatives, especially since they were gonna bring dangerous beings like them in there.
But it's actually going to be Palpatine was puppeteering them.
Palpatine has changed franchises.
I've been every voice inside your TVA.
Oh God.
All along. But so this scene was great, and they get up there, they talk to them, and they're like, I don't know, Sylvie just goes straight for the head. Just as Thor should have done. Exactly. And it knocks the head off the one, and then the other two like start wigging out, like the programming goes away. And then they find out they were just robots, so they're like, oh my God, it never ends. Like who's in charge of this or whatever.
Right.
And I think we're thinking it's Kang.
Right.
And also, I found this trailer online that was for episode 4, which I realize now is probably fake, but it looked real. And I sent it to Chris, and in the trailer, Kang the Conqueror speaks his name. He's like, I'm Kang the Conqueror. But it was probably a fake trailer now that I think about it, but it looked pretty accurate.
Really well done.
Yeah.
They got a good person to voice that too.
Yeah. But I'm curious to see where Sylvie goes from here. She's obviously going to be working with B20 or B12. Keep her strength up, keep her vitamins healthy.
Yes.
And I don't know. What do you think is behind, like, what do you think the whole purpose of the TVA is because of this?
Well, it's probably just to keep things in line and to like provide the timeline that they are looking for, Kang most likely, and keep away threats to his power. Because I mean, people finding other villains isn't gonna harm him because they don't know about him. But these people are trying to create chaos in a world that's not like trying to keep them down, which is kind of what Sylvie has been saying, like chaos wants to break out, so that's like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's probably just like a very restrictive, claustrophobic control and just oppressive. So they're just trying to be themselves and exist. And it's just like this also, I mean, happy Pride Month, guys. It's still one more day or something. They just want to exist, dude. I don't know. Well, I was gonna say something.
Also, don't the soldiers that were up at the timekeeper's office look like the mannequin soldiers from Night at the Museum?
They did. Oh my god. Yeah, the civil war guys.
Civil rights guys.
Yeah. Oh my god. I was gonna say something. Ah. Oh my god. They've been doing the Doctor Strange versus Dormammu thing as like torture with a
Oh yeah.
like that was kind of crazy. Like they also do that. Like little time pocket recreation and just keep replaying it, but like it could actually affect it what he does. That was kind of weird.
I like that we got to see that girl come back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her name,
Sif?
but yeah, the actor.
Oh yes.
I don't. I always really liked her in the Thor movies,
Mm-hmm.
and she was really only in the first one. Second
Mm-hmm.
one, she was in it for like I don't know 5 minutes, and then third one they were like, nah. Well, they killed her in the second one, didn't they? No, they killed her at the beginning of the third one
Mm.
with by Hela, and I don't know. I feel like that whole team, that whole group, what are they
Yeah.
called? The Great Four or something like that. The
Mm.
Asgardian Four.
Yes.
I really liked all that team, but
Yeah,
especially the girl.
yeah, she was a badass.
I wanted more, but
I was hoping they would have given her like more to do, and then just it didn't go anywhere.
and I was glad to see she came back in this, but they kind of made it kind of a
A comedy.
mockery role, like nothing serious, but it's okay. It was cool to see her back anyway.
Right, get your coin, girl.
Exactly. Get your coin. Um,
Make that bread.
but yeah, I don't know. This episode was fantastic. The
Mhm.
storytelling was great. I have no idea where it's going, and it's so sad that there's only 2 more episodes. And I
Mm.
don't know. It was so great. The episode ended, and me and Chris were just sitting there like, what?
Yeah, we literally just sat there
What?
and researched and like, what just happened?
It's so good, and it makes me wonder
Um,
why there's people out there who haven't even given the show a chance yet.
I
It's
feel like they just don't know. They don't think that it's necessary or like, and they think, oh, it's just gonna be Loki being like, oh, you got Loki, or something, or
well, we've had people on this show comment in and say that they watched like the first episode and they didn't even finish it because just not interested, and that shocks me because this is my favorite one, and
Hmm,
I don't know. I'm just really interested to see what the whole purpose is of a Loki
yeah,
in the grand universe scheme of things, because clearly they're being hunted by probably Kang or whoever was created the Timekeepers, and they're probably all going to band together at the
it's
end.
all Miss Minutes.
But where is that? Where at the post-credit scene? Where are they? Like, are they in some kind of
I mean,
jail cell void?
yeah, the thing is, I did say that he will be dead or in hell if he doesn't come with them. So what if there's like a time limit on here?
Oh, I see.
Or
Yeah,
maybe,
the
or
first.
maybe this is another apocalypse and that's what they're hiding them. And so if they don't get out of there, they will die.
Oh, yeah, I see. Well, it kind of looked like Earth,
It
like
did.
post-apocalyptic Earth,
Mm-hmm.
or a dead planet, something like that. But I don't know. They'll probably all band together and have some big war, but it's like against who? Because the TVA, well, probably TVA agents.
Mm.
I don't know. It's really interesting. There's tons of questions that need to be unveiled. What else for you about this episode?
Oh my god, I'm trying to think.
Isn't it weird that the show has like
Hmm.
the TVA is like this? It's not a futuristic
Mm-hmm.
place. It's not a. It's a timeless place. It exists
Yeah,
outside of the timeline, but everything looks like 1970s, like
right.
offices or whatever.
I like it. I know that they're going for very stylized and distinct looks, which is fun to me, I think. And I don't know exactly why they settle on that. I think just to make it like, because sometimes you know how they'll be like, oh, this is what things are going to look like in the future. It gets
Yeah.
outdated really fast unless you make it super outlandish.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe they're like, oh, I mean, timeless, make it something like super specific,
Yeah.
but like make it slightly different and like more fantasy and like ethereal, because they had like all the hallways and like all the offices are like slightly more technological but while still having that aesthetic, and have like elements of like slightly even magic stuff. And then they have like the open area with like the statues and like the things floating that looks like a very beige Star Wars land.
What if Miss Minutes is behind it all?
Yeah,
And
I think she
it's
might
like
be.
it's not Miss Minutes the clock, but it's like the voice of Miss Minutes is the voice of whoever is behind everything.
What if that's why she made Miss Minutes, to make herself be more like, oh, look at her, she's a little
Yeah.
clock. Look at her
Yeah.
little Mickey Mouse eyes. Aww.
But
And
don't
like
take
she's actually
her off.
like, and people will hear her voice and associate it with like a little round cookie looking Oreo, golden Oreo.
That's a good idea to make Miss Minute cookies.
Right? They should do that.
Like
I saw someone on
cookies.
TikTok make a Miss Minutes clock, so they should make a Miss Minutes cookie.
Yeah, I would
And
eat
you
it.
can just-
I would eat
I'm
it.
shocked Disney didn't do that, because they did the WandaVision television cakes and they made
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cruella cakes
Yeah.
and didn't make anything for Falcon and Winter Soldier, I don't think. But they should have made Miss Minutes or a little temp pad or something. A little
That'd be
LoKi
cool.
horns. That'd be so cute.
That'd be really cool.
Sorry, I'm just here like trying to give Disney merchandise ideas, I ask, because they can't come up with them.
But if any of you who are watching this on the replay or on the podcast,
me.
you can send in hire her. Or you can send us in your thoughts and questions on social media or on the YouTube page or on Twitch. Actually, no, we're not streaming on Twitch today,
Oh, we're
so
not?
just YouTube. Yeah, there's been a lot of negative
So
stuff
that's
on
why
Twitch.
we're not twitching.
All the negative comments the other day were on Twitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I've taken a break from Twitch for a little bit.
Oh,
So
12-year-olds should be doing something else.
yeah.
They should be having their Lunchables.
But send in your guys' thoughts and questions and theories, because there's tons to talk about. There's tons to think about what could possibly happen. I've kind of given where I think this is going to go. You know, Loki's going to band together, and they're going to fight against whoever the main villain is, which is probably Kang, and or Miss Minutes, the humanoid version of that.
Who? I mean, I don't know what the voice actress for Miss Minutes looks like, but if you had to pick someone to play Miss Minutes as a human,
Maya Rudolph.
yes. Oh my god. The thing is, she would literally be the judge from The Good Place.
She would be. That's exactly what it is. It's the same.
This is just The Good Place.
It pretty much, yeah. Because it's a good place.
It's a good place. Jeremy Bearimy.
Mm-hmm.
That you don't need the TVA. Jeremy Bearimy, just whatever. Oh my god! If you haven't watched A Good Place, you should watch it. It's all on Netflix. Amazing show.
Mobius is the Derek. Just kidding. I don't have anything else to say about this episode. Do you?
We need Jason Mendoza as a LoKi. Also, we just need him in the MCU in general. He would be amazing.
He would be pretty cool.
Cheaty. I mean, we're having Jamila Jamil come.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's in She-Hulk. We should just have everyone from The Good Place.
Yeah. I mean, alternate universe exists. So.
Sorry, I just got super sidetracked because I would enjoy that very much. Do we have any?
Have any what?
Oh, hello.
Oh,
that was a while ago.
he left because to avoid spoilers. Yes.
This is taking effing yourself or liking yourself to a new level so far. Oh, so he's done. Hi, he's back.
Oh, funny. Hello, Dean. Welcome back. I saw you text me. I haven't returned your text. Well, we're actually wrapping up now, so thanks for
stopping by.
Coming by at the beginning and the ending.
You can watch the whole thing and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, but yeah, I was also very distraught, and I was just like, no.
Well, any last minute thoughts from you before we sign off?
When is it? Tuesday night again.
Next week.
Next week.
Next month in July.
Stop.
All right, guys. Well, that was our show for today. Had to do it quick.
Much.
But thank you guys so much for watching and listening on the podcast. We'll be back, of course, next week. And you can talk to us there, where we talk more LoKi and other great things. You can find the Star Wars show on Monday, right here on Hot Talks First, talking about everything going on in Star Wars. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. We'll be back next week. You can find us on social media, me at Hot Talks First and Chris at I Am Rice Crispy.
That is me, yes.
Okay, guys. Somehow, some way, somewhere this week, have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Let me find the video. There we go.